today is player 199. Hello and welcome, Anupam. I
Hi,
almost called you Ali. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. It's my pleasure talking to you right now, and let's have a good conversation together.
I really hope so as well. I'm very excited. How has life changed for you after Squid Game?
It has changed drastically. People are recognizing me on streets and all. People are talking about me. Professors are taking selfie and feeling happy about it. And everybody is boasting about like me everywhere, family, friends, classmates, Korean to India to globally. People are like talking about me, and it feels great, and it gives me motivation again to do something better in future.
So you are still in college. You said professor. So are you studying acting in Korea?
Yeah, I did my bachelor's in Korea. I finished my coursework in acting, and right now I had to finish my thesis also, but still it's going on. Let's see how it turn out. So yeah, still I'm a student.
You are still a student. How cool is that? I thought, you would have,
And
you have shot to fame after Squid Games. So I thought, okay, now you're living the rock star life, but no, you're still living the student life.
yeah, it's good now, because as an actor I'm always a student of the craft and the story, how I can, it's going to be, and it's better to be that way, to create something what I want to, where I want to share with audiences, that connection, that conversation I want to do with the stories. So yeah, I would love to, but let's see what comes next. You never know.
Your character has been receiving so much love. A spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it, don't listen to
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Everyone's upset about how your character had to say goodbye. They're like, he was so pure, he didn't deserve this. What are your thoughts about that?
Personally, I am telling you, people's love the way they're loving the character. But while doing it, I was just doing my way of like how this character relates with other character, how he goes from one game to another game and then another game, and what happened in between in his life, in his so I was just doing that. I was preparing and performing that thing only, but I never expected like people will talk about my character. I was like, this is surreal for me, and what is happening like for a week, why people are talking about me. I was like, I'm generally like, when do something I generally hide myself,
Hmm.
but this time I was not able to, because it is huge.
Absolutely. There's so much trivia around this show. People are always trying to unearth more facts about this show. I know that your death was foreshadowed in episode 2 because you steal that money, and similarly the
Yeah,
marbles are stolen from you, right? Can you give
yeah.
me some other like Easter eggs that someone may have missed about your character? I don't think anyone has, but is there like some unknown thing that we still don't know?
No, I think the way script had portrayed, like the way script was written,
Hmm.
uh, I think everybody have noted what has to be noted. So there's nothing. Maybe the expression in the end,
Hmm.
nobody knows what happens, why he's like that,
Hmm.
and how, what he's thinking actually in that moment. So
Hmm.
let it be with Ali's, because that was pure moment of Ali. I
Oh,
think.
I have to go back and watch. I've already watched it twice over.
Oh, awesome!
Yes, and last night I started watching it again. I was like, why not? Let me just watch it again one more time. I don't know. Because the first time you watch it, second time you go back to watch it to see what you've missed.
Yeah, yeah.
And no wonder it is number one across 190 countries. You have done other K dramas like
Yeah,
Descent of the Sun,
yeah.
and like you mentioned, there are no small roles, and you were definitely noticed. But this one, the recognition is on a whole new scale. I don't think it has happened before for any other show. I think it's quite unprecedented, the kind of catapulting the show has done to number one spot and how watched it is.
We expected that it will do better, okay, because the story, the core is really interesting
Hmm.
and very, what do you say, fascinatingly. It just keeps you going once you read it, okay. I think, but we were not expecting this much, okay. We were expecting, okay, it will do better and we will show. And and suddenly like it's kept going right now also. And let's see, I think it will keep going on, and I wish like people watch more and all this thing, because it have that course, that simplicity of the games, the child games, and then the complexity of life, both the things going together. And that, I think that resonates with everybody.
Especially games also, right? Because I know in India, I played tug of war, I played red light, green light.
Yeah.
Of course, you know that stepping on glass in thing with
Yeah.
monsoons, right? Like if you step
Yeah.
somewhere, you don't know your leg is gonna go in
Yeah.
on
That's true.
the
True.
road.
That's
But
true.
yeah, you know, so even though they're like familiar Korean games, I think we've played, they're kind of universal in nature. Would you agree?
That is true. That is why anybody can play those games. Anybody can understand those games without understanding the language. So there was no barrier about it. And that's the best thing about anybody can say about the language and all. It just dropped the wall of the language, and you can just go with what you feel about it. And it's very easy to understand, and yet there is a complexity of living, how internal conflicts of character, each characters are going on, and how they're dealing, how they're making their own families, and how they're meeting and then departing from each other when the extreme situations happens. So all those detail have resonated very, I think, with each audience, I think.
You know, I just want to ask you, how was the experience of going there and looking at those awe-inspiring sets, right? Because they're so marvelous. They're like nothing we've seen before. The visual references are so intricate. They're so beautifully constructed. What was the reaction of you and the actors when you went on the sets and actually saw them in person?
We were prepared as like doing a character. Okay,
Hmm.
first you go and dress up like those characters and makeup and all, but once you enter the set, the way they have built up, it's magical, because those sets have helped each character to come out better. That was the beauty of those sets. And the first day I saw it, like, wow, what is it, man? That the bed scenes, it's so, what is it, beautifully designed. And you feel like, and so many people are there, and then things happen, like you choose your own side of where you want to be, all those. And the sets really, like, aesthetically also, it's very magical, it's very beautiful. It was like you was watching something, and then suddenly you feel like, oh, I'm Ali's place is here, Ali is playing the game, not Anupam, after wearing those clothes. Yeah, that those sets really help my character to get out, like, come out better with the space and time. And all. It was so beautiful watching them and observing them, touching them, feeling them with those, and convert, even having a conversation with your sets, like how to look, where to look, and all. You just mesmerized by it. As Anupam, you mesmerized, but as Ali, you are there. What it is like, that question keeps going on, how it is, but the core is like, wow, magic.
That's how we feel about Squid Game. Let me tell you, we're all mesmerized by it. Thank you so much, Anupam. It was an absolute revelation talking to you. And thank you for answering all my questions. A pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure talking to you. I
It
hope
was
it was a fun conversation.
It really was. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.